pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll call this meeting of the Henry County Board of Supervisors on this December 30th, 2025 into session. First thing is to approve the agenda. Motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Is there a second?
With discussion.
With discussion?
Yeah, so in the future, we've had some conversation about the information that was at the bottom of the agenda. It's been dropped off of there. And I don't know if you've had any conversation, Mark, about that, or Chad, you're gonna be the incoming chairperson, but I think we need to take another look at that and make sure that we're all aligned with what we're putting on the agenda.
I would advise the new chairman to get with council and go from there.
Yep.
With that discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, none. We have the minutes of December 23rd, 2025 presented to us. Is there a motion to approve them?
Yeah, I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Is there a second?
Yes.
Second? Any discussion?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just give that to, there, one word needed to be added into there.
Also Scrivener.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just the title on
No,
a subcommittee.
So,
So with that, all those in favor say aye.
aye.
Aye, opposed, none. Jake,
Yeah,
this is your last one for the year.
yep, I'm trying to keep it light, so, not a lot of, no permits or any motions like that, so I have a maintenance update. We've been relatively light with the holidays, with Christmas and New Year's coming, we've had a lot of guys, well, kind of take their time off and do family stuff, so, what we have been working on is brush. We're working on the River Road right now today with our grade all, so they're down there trimming some trees. And then we've set our excavator on the New London Road north of 310th Street, and we're working on some trees that are in the right of way, but we need some assistance to help get them down, so we're cutting those down as well. So again, continue working on brush here in these days that our guys can get out and be comfortable out there working. We do have our territory operators. I say blading and spot hauling. It's kind of been probably more heavily on the spot hauling, but then we've had a blade follow along. So our extra guys that we have at the shop that aren't brush cutting are in the trucks today hauling spot rock, kind of various locations. The guys are trying to get some their spot haul and to get that rock out there is after we've had some of that moisture and what they showed out there that they need. So they're going to continue working on that. Miscellaneous and construction, 235th Street Bridge. The bridge deck is complete. I guess I could have said that differently.
You mean complete? Is it just
No,
destruction
yeah.
or what?
We'll put that, the bridge deck, the concrete deck is completely removed now, so I should have read that a little closer. And then they did get the second crane set up. I think last week I was telling you that they were gonna finish that and then get the second crane set up. They do have that done. And then, they're gonna be moving in some materials this week to get ready for next week. But they will have very little activity, almost to none activity with the holidays as well. So the high winds yesterday made it kinda hard to work. So pretty much gonna be gone this week, other than bringing in some materials to drop off, and then next week they should be getting back at it. The plan now is to get set up to start removing the existing beams off the bridge itself, so they'll be working on a crossing down below, and you won't see a whole lot from up top, but it's going well as far as the winter construction goes. Getting that deck off is a big start to the project. So, and then again, just a reminder, I'll be here on January 20th. And then as far as an update this week with our office, we'll be closed on the 1st, that Thursday. And then we'll also be closed on the afternoon of the 2nd, mainly just with staffing issues. We'll be closing at noon on Friday as well. So we'll have people around if we need to.
Did you get clarification from Paul on your question?
Yes, he's gonna come down on that day. He comes for HR to sit down and come to our office and review the stuff. So I think I replied all to that. So he'll be coming, part of your request when we do our annual reviews, he'll come to our office and review what we did, just give it a cursory to let you guys know we completed the process as we're supposed to. The only other thing I had was just, I was reading the Isaac monthly December deal, and it looks like you guys have a meeting on the 29th. I'm not sure if you're going, but that is a Thursday. So I just wanted to kind of target, are you guys probably meet on Tuesday the 27th then? Or are you gonna attend that meeting? Yes.
we haven't really talked about it. I was looking at the agenda, I wanted a better clarification on a couple of things on the agenda, but I was thinking about going through the meeting minutes.
I usually give them the ISAC, so.
So we'll probably,
I saw it as you're scheduling stuff, I was like, thought we'd just ask the question, so I will plan on the 27th unless I hear differently.
Chad.
Hear from Chad, okay. I'll just mark down our calendar the 27th for now. Okay. That's it, unless you guys have questions or comments for me?
The beams on the bridge that's being demolished, are those concrete beams or are those steel beams?
Steel beams.
So they'll recycle them and get.
Yeah, so the way the bid is set up is that for bridge removal, the only thing that we wanted to reclaim was the guardrail that we use for repair jobs. The rest of the bridge, to help with some of the costs, we say it's all the responsibility of the contractor, so they'll get to salvage those beams as they need to it. These are large enough beams that there's very little use that we would have for them at that size, but they do have value for sure. Yep. Anything else?
Nothing.
All right, thanks, guys.
Happy New Year.
Yes, and you guys.
Thank you.
All right. Next on our agenda is the compensation board recommendation. The compensation board met back in November. And you have that, Steve, at all?
I don't,
You don't? Okay.
but I'll find it.
Well, the recommendation was to give, you guys help me remember, 5% to all elected officials. 10?
Rich, 10.
I'm just seeing you on your toes.
Except.
Except for the supervisors, which would get 0 raise. And so, we need to, go ahead with the recommendation. Is there a motion to approve the recommendation or so then we can have discussion from that point on? Motion for that recommendation?
I'll go for comment, yeah.
Isn't it move for recommendation?
Yeah, second that with comment.
Now, moved and seconded, now discussion?
We listened to them and, they normally give us a letter, don't they?
They make the
we
minutes.
usually- we have
They
to
make
have the
minutes up, but I
minutes.
haven't gotten them yet.
But he
I've
sent
asked
us
him.
I mean, if
Recommendation.
that's part of it, I think they should provide that letter to us.
What was the date on that, do you know?
Remember, it was November. Was it November? 6th?
Is it the 18th?
11th or the 18th? 18th?
How about December 13?
December.
That was,
December 13th, I'll pull it.
Okay. With that, I'm,
November 6, 2025, compensation board meeting.
are you looking at waiting then, Chad? Or what's your thoughts on this?
November what, 6th?
I guess I'm not opposed to the recommendation for us. We haven't really discussed it a whole lot. I mean, everybody thinks we're paid so much anyway and, everything, so.
Well, the recommendation was 10% right across the board for county employees,
Elected officials?
Elected officials.
elected officials, but it usually falls in line either way, so I understand what you're saying, but I guess, to my point, I wouldn't vote for 10%, knowing where we are with the compensation model that HR has brought forward to us. I think we need to look at that. We've already talked to some of the department heads and elected officials about increasing salaries to get into the pay band that we're in. So I think 10% is out of line, not just within our group, but from the economy as a whole. I cannot vote for that. I can't support it 10%.
I would like to wait myself until we, know a little more about our revenues and what our ending fund balances are projected to be. And that'll be during our budgeting period. So I understand why we have this on the agenda, so that our department heads can start filling out their budgets. And, but with that, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, All those in favor say aye.
I'm sorry, in favor of.
In favor
Of what?
of the recommendation of them, or, cause that is the motion on the floor.
Okay.
Hearing no ayes, all those opposed, say nay,
Nay.
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 So we will, take this up again, once we, are farther into our budgeting period. Enough?
Could
Okay,
be, we start those in January, so
yeah, so,
I think we'll be good to move forward with that.
moving on, we have appointments for next year, for the, I will entertain a motion for, the chairman and vice chairman. And being the past chairman, I will make a motion that Chad White be the chairman and Steve Leach the vice chairman. Is there a second to that?
I'll second that.
Any discussion?
You sure?
I don't know, Chad.
Positive. Hearing no other discussion, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, none. We have given to us the, claim dates for 2026 in draft form. The auditor has presented this to us. This goes along with the calendar,
Just the dates, yeah.
just the dates. We have those. Motion to approve the claim dates, the due dates and the claim dates themselves for 2026.
Yeah, I make a motion to approve the dates. As presented by the auditor.
Is there a second?
Would you repeat?
To approve the claim, due dates and the claim dates.
Yeah, the draft letter of, yeah, I second that.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, none. Okay, the other thing on our agenda before we get to subcommittees is appointments of, different committees. We have had great interest this year in some of our committees. So, I thank everybody who sent in, their application. We've had, I believe, 4 for, public health. Caleb, I've not heard of anybody yet on for your board yet. I had a text from one that said they would give me a text or a call back if they had an appointment, and they never did.
Yeah, I've talked to a few people that seemed interested, but I haven't received any.
So, Ms. Ziegler is gonna remove herself from the board, right? She doesn't wanna continue.
Yeah,
So that's the only.
end date is 31st.
Right.
And I got that back early December from her.
Yep. So,
And you don't have anybody that's come to you and asked?
not recently, no.
Okay.
So,
Let me
'cause
reach out to a couple people.
applications are supposed to be submitted to you guys, so, and I hadn't heard of anybody else, but I know a few people had reached out to me inquiring about it, and I told them where to go, so get the application and.
Those people, if you can remember, would you be able to put together just a note or a read sheet to us that we could reach out to them, see if that interest is still there and if they would be willing?
Yep, I can do that.
And I think that would hold true with all these different boards and everything like that. We've got a few applications, of course, but
So last time we had an opening, did you guys keep the applications? Cause I know there was at least 3 for the last go around. Do you guys keep those for a certain period of time before you,
I'll look and see if we still have them or not.
cause I can remember of at least one individual that was pretty interested, so I can talk to you guys about it, but.
yeah, if you can, I mean, if you can give a read sheet out, I can reach out to them and ask them if they have any interest in that.
We did just receive a letter from Carolyn Lehman asking that she would like to stay on the Historical Preservation Commission for, the following year until this one, book is completed. So I would, recommend that we keep her on that. She has been a long-time member on that. Also, got a request for, the Regional Homeless Coordination Board. Rook, thank you. I would, recommend that we appoint her too. And, it's not an active board, but I think maybe you could bring something to the table that enhances with that a little bit, please.
I agree, I read through your overview, it looks really impressive, thank you.
Thank you. Very much.
And
So-
there's 2 vacancies, so I think that
I
would be,
mean, no problem, so that, and we'll get with you who the others are on that right now, you can do what you need. All right. Did we, and we had one for, the planning, just the one for the planning and zoning?
2 actually,
Two,
Lynn Humphries
yep, Lynn Humphries
and
then
Marcus Smith.
And we don't, I don't know how many we have.
Well, Jim Nickteen has opted out, and Greg Lorber was up for review. And I would make a recommendation that we let Mr. Lorber's term expire and accept Marcus Smith's application.
And then also there's just the one on there, Steve, for that one.
One that was gonna be vacant because Jim Nickteen did not want to run again, and then letting Mr. Lorber's term expire and reappointing Marcus Smith, or appointing Marcus Smith.
And then also Lynn Humphries.
And Lynn Humphries, correct. Lynn's been to our meeting several times, I think you guys probably know her, and Marcus Smith is a local farm person, his family's involved with Agri Center, so he's got a pretty diverse background. So I think he would be a good addition to the planning and zone.
Is that in a motion form then?
Yeah, if you wanna take a motion now,
I would on that because we've removing one.
I'd make a motion that we remove and let the term expire for Mr. Lorber. And in addition to that, replace that with Marcus Smith.
Is there a second to
I'd
that?
second that.
Discussion purposes, I would be in favor of at least reaching out to Mr. Warber, but that's my opinion.
Don't see Joe here, so I don't know if he has.
We don't have to do this today, but I like to get as many done as we can.
Well, I think he's aware that his term's expiring.
And he didn't make a motion to,
Nobody's
Joe is not
he's not
coming back
reached
with
out and contacted anyone. And I know he has numerous conflicts with his athletic schedule, being a coach.
with that, all in favor of appointing Marcus Smith and Lynn Humphrey to the planning and zoning, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, none. Okay. Gentlemen, how do you best, other than public health, that's the only ones we have, and I have reached out to Scott Johnson to fulfill that for their one board, and we have not been able to touch base with each other yet, but I know he is very interested in taking the position of Robert Meyer, who's moved out of county for the Area Development Board.
On number 8, the Henry County Civil Service Commission, Dr. Richard Howie, is that an attorney appointee? I mean, that comes specifically from the attorney's office, makes that appointment? Is that-
Rich, you and I talked about that, so I think you talked with him and he wants to stay on.
Yes, we had a civil service commission earlier this month, and he would like to continue in service.
Doc Howie would?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good, okay, good.
He's readily available and
Yes.
happy to serve, so. And he's been there for a while, I think he's got some experience.
About 30 years, I believe.
Couple years.
Okay.
Okay,
Then, I'm sorry.
go ahead.
Number 5, Michael Yaley, Weed Commissioner, 2025. I spoke with Mike earlier this year. He did not indicate anything would be changing, and he was just kinda, you know, the first year, we kinda get growing legs and know what's going on, so I have no reason to think he wants out of that, so I will reach out and verify that before we.
And when number 6, Dr. Rose Civilian, we've already done that for the year, so that one's taken care of, that was back in July. With any others, I see none, except, as I said earlier, the public health, and,
I think we can tackle that one if you'd like,
I'd like to,
Mr. Chairman, but there are several others that are probably gonna have some vacancies or some questions.
there are vacancies, we need
And
to
some
try to find
questions, yeah.
to fulfill.
So, yeah, if that's what you wanna tackle next.
Mhm.
Okay, we have several of those.
Go right ahead.
Okay, we have, I'll go through these. An application from Brian Messer. Brian's been here a few times. I think most of the folks are familiar with him, with an overview of his interest, and Katie has brought that forward to us a couple of times. We also have an application from Gloria Fear, who has written a 4-page resume here to give us a pretty good overview of why she would like to be involved in Henry County and with the Health Board. And then we have an application from Christy Steggy.
Stevie.
Okay. And then we have another application from,
Bill Grimm, William Grimm.
Bill Grimm. And then the last one is from, can you read that? Is it Daniel
Yes, Daniel,
Berner?
Berner.
Dan Berner.
Dan Berner.
Berner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, we have 5
5.
applications for one position with public health. You can see what's up there now.
I know that, Katie, your next meeting is the
The
7th?
seventh, next
7th?
week, yes.
And I would like to have someone in place by that
It'd
time.
be nice, that's
You?
when we plan to determine our budget.
The 7th at 12:30?
So,
So your meeting's the 7th, January 7th.
Correct.
At 12:30. Okay, discussion?
the discussion is, do we wanna, I personally would like to interview, to have them all come in and talk.
Sure.
I think we owe it to the Public Health Board to look at one that, since we have such great interest.
I think the board would appreciate that, the Board of Health.
And just some good experience.
Yeah, a lot of good.
So when you say that, Mark, do you want 3 of us and then Katie, or how do you wanna do that? Cause that's not gonna be an open meeting at that point, so how would you like to do that?
Truthfully, we've never had this happen before in my 27 years, truthfully, to have.
It's a good thing.
It is, honestly is. So, I think that we need to, we all would have, it's our appointment, so we would have to sit down.
Okay.
And I would like to have Katie come in if she would like to, and go, if she desires to be part of it.
I would appreciate it. I think I have the best idea of what I'm doing over there. Not that you don't have any idea, but.
No, I agree with that one, so.
That's a good thing.
Entirely. So,
So what date do you wanna set that up?
Our first meeting is the 7th, so
We're on a timeline
timeline here.
there. I would like to, I'm available Friday. I don't know, we'd have to get a hold of each one of these people and see when they're available. Otherwise, next Monday, we could meet and then have a decision after that.
I'm not available on Monday, but
Pardon?
I'm not available on Monday the
Monday.
5th.
Not at all, okay. Well,
But that doesn't mean that 2 of you can't
Tuesday
do
was,
it.
I'm available too.
I can do the 6th, yeah.
We will, contact all these 5 candidates and make an arrangement that Katie will get with you then on what time.
On what times?
and
Okay,
when on that.
okay. And then do you want me to contact my Board of Health members, or are you planning to talk with them at all?
About,
Do you want them to sit in on any of these?
it's gonna be an open meeting, so
They
if,
can.
if you wanna get hold of them, that's your call.
Okay,
Katie,
perfect.
do you have copies of all of these, or would you like copies of all of these?
No, I have copies, I sent them to you.
All of these? Good.
So with that, we will, go forward with the appointments next week, unless on this list, we could keep on knocking them off if you want to.
And I would just encourage everybody to keep in mind some of the vacancies that we have out there that we need to still fill.
Okay,
Where you at?
I'm just gonna, so,
Are we gonna have somebody appointed at 7? If you're gonna come in until 9?
we've already discussed the conservation board, so,
I have a couple of people in mind, I'll reach out to.
we'll reach out to that.
You know a couple of them, you know.
Yeah, definitely, I guess one thing I would like to stress is when I served on the conservation board, I wasn't really aware or informed of what that entailed. So I would guess if people are interested in joining the conservation board, please reach out to me. I've got kind of a manual that I can, PDF manual that I can send, kind of designating the duties and the responsibilities. Yeah, it's a volunteer position, but you know, on average, we meet once a month. But it's just not, you know, sitting on a board. There's action that needs to be taken. You need to be involved. You know, we offer a lot of programs, educational programs, so you might get conned into helping with a program or event. So just something to be mindful of. But, you know, if you want more information, I'd be happy to pass that along. So, you know exactly what you're getting into.
I will make sure they reference you. Yes.
I would agree with Caleb, as far as Board of Health too, there is some training that's involved, it's not just showing up to the first meeting. And then we also have to remember that anybody who's elected or appointed to a board also has to do the IPIB training now too.
That's correct, yeah, as of 1 January. And those can be online, so yeah, we can make that work. We just need to make sure everybody's aware of
I
it.
could probably get that information. So basically, you know, obviously you guys have the application, board application online already. But I could get that PDF like I was just talking about, kind of, you know, it's a basically conservation board member handbook is what it is. So I could get that to Solutions and they could get that uploaded on the website, and obviously we can start advertising it too. But I guess, yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as Katie, you know, time-wise, obviously Kat's done at the end of this month. Not knowing, you know, how many applicants we did have, obviously, you guys inform me, none. So we'll start recruiting, and trying to get the word out, but I guess what sort of deadline, I guess sooner the better. But we got, you know, obviously New Year's, so people on vacation here or there, so.
I'm gonna reach out to people I'm talking about here this week,
Okay.
today, tomorrow.
Okay,
You know,
sounds
Friends of
good.
Conservation, I think would be a filled-in field of people
Yeah,
interested.
and I thought too, Friends of Conservation, which we've got a good working relationship with them, you know, some of our wildlife organizations, PF. So, yeah, definitely I can do some recruiting too, but.
But it, like, again, if you give me some of those people.
Yeah, and I'll send you guys an email. I've got a few people in mind as well that had reached out originally, but yeah, they didn't obviously submit an application. So I know the last round of applicants, we had a couple. It was kind of down to 2 people. The other person off the top of my head would be a good candidate as well. So that's why I asked if you guys kept some of those from
Okay, thank you.
previous, but we'll get her figured out.
You know, I think on some of these shorter boards, it'd be kinda nice to have a running list of people that takes interested people to be on that list. So.
Well, we need to work at it a little harder, a little more diligently too, to make sure that we get that put together. And we can do that. Where you at now, Mark?
Well,
I had some questions on a few of the folks, I don't know if you're.
go right ahead.
Okay, so as we go into the item number 10, agricultural property owner operators appointed annually, the realtors, I don't know, Steve Gray is listed on there. Is he still active? Does he still have his realtor license? Do we know on that one? Maybe then Steve wanna reach out to him?
I'll reach out to
You'll
him.
reach out to him, okay. And then as you go to the next page over, Louise Cordes. Does she still live in Henry County? Does she,
New London,
well, I know it says New London, but
I don't think she is.
she moved
I think she's down in Arizona now.
yeah, that's my
Permanently
indication
now?
as well.
I think she's
permanently,
there.
okay.
Yeah, so I think, you know, if she's not a resident, obviously we need to replace that person. So, good catch, thanks Kelly. Other people having interest, John Lance doesn't live in Westwood anymore, I don't believe. Yeah, pretty sure not.
Was he living in the county? I thought so. Don't have to live in the county.
Okay, so we can verify that one, just to make sure, I'm sure it still has his business up on North Broadway there.
Yeah, I drive by it on the way home, I can stop
Yeah.
by there too if you want me to.
Yvonne Rich, not sure if her interest is still there.
I would have to check her.
I'll check her, I have some
Just for the,
knowledge.
for the, those people in attendance here, these are all, people that would be, asked upon during an eminent domain situation. And these are people that have knowledge of, in different forms, of whether they're realtors, insurance people, or something like that. So we're working, this is what these people would be serving on. So yes, they're on these boards, but we haven't had an eminent domain in quite a while.
Have we ever had one?
Oh, yeah,
Really?
oh, yeah, we've had.
All right, Southeast Iowa Regional Planning, item number 11.
If, can we slide back then to 10,
Okay.
number 10, realtors.
Mhm.
Josh Maher, is that the same man that's on the school board?
Mhm.
Okay, does he live in Wayland?
No.
Doesn't matter, he's still in the county.
That was a misprint if it was.
Misprint.
Okay,
We
So he's not
left
part of
it down.
yeah, that's,
Okay. But we can correct that. Do you have anything else, Chad, in 10?
not yet,
Not yet?
maybe one of these other,
Yeah, we'll get down to 11, we're going to 11 here.
Yep.
Southeast Iowa Regional Planning Committee, Chad Hudson is on there, Chad's with Danville State Bank, and he's been there for a while. Jake is an alternate, I'm on that committee as well, and now we're looking for, an ag person to be on that committee. We've got some opportunities, Brent Schleisman is on that committee with us, and so with, him no longer being, a part of that and his unfortunate situation, we've gotta find a couple of people, and we need Mount Pleasant to help us get a board member so that we can all work together to get the right person on that committee, so that might take us, another month to get a person appointed there. But that's really representing the Southeast Iowa Regional Group. Number 12 is Regional Homeless Coordinating Board, there's a couple of vacancies, right?
Got one filled.
We do have one filled with Brooke, so.
So Brooke, do you know who else is on this?
I know Erica. I don't
You know
know.
how to get a hold of? Paula is now retired from Community Action, so, and just lives east of town.
And I know her, yeah,
Okay.
from the Tilson Center.
And Margaret Kramer, you know
I
her?
don't know her.
Okay.
She would be the Wayland area. Trenton, Wayland area.
Okay, so we accepted Brooke's application, is that correct?
We did.
Okay, all right. You're in. All right, thank you very much. From there, we just go down into,
To our,
to our boards and
that's what we
committees.
have to work out.
We've already talked on item
15.
15 with Preservation Commission. We know we have several people in the midst of thinking about leaving that.
now,
Joel,
now, Mrs. Francie, I think
That's a given that we need to replace her.
there is no exact number that needs to be on this board.
Okay,
We, in the past, not saying we have to, but anybody that desires to be on it, we always appoint them.
okay. Caroline Lehman was a good example, right?
Exactly.
Joel Garrettson is gonna stay on the board now until, what did he tell us, Robin, like mid-year?
Mid-summer, something like that.
Oh, I
I've
don't
got
know,
an
I didn't know
email
about
on
it.
that.
Yeah, I think so. Something about a book coming out or something you wanted to follow up and finish. Anything else there?
on 16, there was one expiration. Have we heard anything from him or?
Robert Swindell? I've not.
You'll have to get hold of Joe, all right?
You gonna take that, Chad?
I certainly will.
Okay.
And then
Planning and zoning, we talked about that.
take care of that.
Tim House wants to stay on, or replacing Greg Loper with Marcus Smith. And then, Jim Nickton is off. And we've got that application, so I think we're all good. Anything else there?
Barb Wheelander, she's still on and current, so that's good.
All right, Pioneer Cemetery Commission. There are 4 people dropping off of that.
Have they expressed, do they wanna drop off, or are they just due for?
Pat White is done. She doesn't want to after, you gave letters, I think, so. Yeah, Pat White,
That again
will
is
not do it
one,
again.
that again is one that if they express desire, as you know, Chad being on that board at one time, we accept them all.
Yep.
Next would be the benefited fire district, and all 3 of those that are up for appointment, I will call them, cause I know those people, I'll give them a call.
Okay, so just so we're clear though, on the Mount Union Fire District, we're talking to Steve Gerling, correct?
Yeah, you were.
And not
Well, it's
Scott Christoph?
Right.
correct,
Okay,
Mhm.
just so we get that
Yep.
cleared up.
Alright,
Really, I'd just take that off the list,
take it
period.
off the list, yeah, because we did appoint Steve Gurley.
Okay. And that's the last one, right?
That's one. So in recap, let's go through who we make sure we have everybody that we need to be doing something with. We will be taking care of the Board of Health, with making phone calls later today and making appointments. And then, Conservation Board, we'll sort of have you head that up, please, Caleb.
Yep.
With, you have the
I'll help him
knowledge,
with that,
we
yeah.
need the knowledge with him.
Mm-hmm.
And then, there's some follow-up on a few of the realtors, then,
Mm-hmm. Correct.
and all those will have to do with eminent domain, we'll follow up on. And then look for somebody for regional planning.
Yes.
Okay.
And we've got 3 or 4 good contacts to work with that have expressed interest.
So with that, I think taking care of that. Anything else under appointments you have?
Under the appointments, either one of you guys interested in Mississippi Valley, workforce development?
I have spoken to you.
Not really, thank you anyway,
Yeah,
though.
you-
I just wanna be fair.
I appreciate your offer.
I mean, but I'll be remaining on the 911 emergency management, the 8th Judicial District, and Health Corrections Advisory Board, Mississippi Valley Workforce, Mount Pleasant Economic Development, and Southeast Iowa Crime Commission, and South Iowa Juvenile Detention.
I'll tell
in
you what, Chad, if the state eliminates the DCAT board, I will take it over for you.
Okay.
And that's not, it's looking that way for, I don't know what will happen.
I didn't know if you wanted to get rid of the Henry County landfill,
No.
dealing with trash all the time. I mean,
I deal with
I
Shelby there, so I.
You can really like Sammy on a quarterly basis.
Just horrible. That's good.
I'm the only non-paid member there,
That's right.
so. Everybody else get paid,
Mm-hmm.
so. Anything else, either of you?
Not for me. I think
Okay.
my plate's pretty full. Southeast Iowa has like 4 subcommittees that I'm on.
Fine. Okay, any subcommittees that we have had?
I have had no subcommittee meetings this week.
I have had none. Chad?
No subcommittee, but subcommittee related. There was an incident down at the Montrose juvenile detention where they had to dismiss an employee down there, so.
Before we go into public comments, any of our officials, Gunner, you're here, do you have anything you'd like to say at all?
Well, yeah, just one second. I think everybody that's not familiar, this is Gunner Sloan, our new IT director, who's been here since the 15th of the month and has spent a whole lot more time than what he anticipated on resolving some issues. He was up bright and early this morning. Trust me, I know. He called me as well. I commend him for that. He's following up very thoroughly. So we've had lots of good exchange and good opportunity. Gunner?
Just excited to be on board, and we'll have more to share at our next supervisor meeting just on what the plan is going forward. But nothing prepared today anyway. I just thought I'd drop by.
No, we appreciate it. Thank you. Since you've been here since 4 o'clock. So.
Yeah.
So,
It's almost a full day.
I was here yesterday and I did talk to Gunner with Robin, and we had an understanding of his role as far as taking care of a few things, as far as the printers, and he was to head up all that IT stuff with that.
Just looking at aggregating some of the bills under an IT budget rather than sparsing them out between the different departments for copiers, things like that. It
Just
just
conversation you and I had as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
be a little bit simpler to manage for everybody.
Yeah, as long as, yeah, keep me in the loop. Gunnar and I are gonna start working on budget as well, so we've got that going forward next week and we'll try to get that together. I think we've got some opportunity there and probably some things that we need to do that we haven't done for a while, so we'll keep you abreast of that.
With that, we'll turn over to public comment. Any public comment?
One, if
Go
we,
ahead.
if we can back up, there's some interest in kind of working through, the Trenton area has a first responder, a man up there that has been, affiliated with the emergency response for many years. I think the mid to late 80s forward, he's been involved in healthcare, emergency response type thing. He has offered a service to that general area to provide like roadside accident assistance, medical care, that type of thing, until the ambulance service can respond, as a first responder type thing. There's a question right now whether he has an umbrella of insurance liability under the county or the township, or what entity would umbrella him under the liability issue. And ICAP has been looking at it a little bit to see what it is. Our carrier is saying that it would probably be about $100 of county expense to put him on as a provider in that area. But there's also the caveat that he has to be affiliated with the county in some degree by an agreement type of thing. So there was a recommendation from the insurance company to reach out to the attorneys, either the county attorney or ICAP, affiliate legal representation, to see what kind of agreement could be put together that would allow him the liability coverage, so the county could benefit from his service provided. I guess, I've never been through this thing before, so I don't know if it's ever been done in the past, or, do we need to reinvent the wheel, or there's probably a simple solution to it, I'm thinking.
I think there is a solution. I think we followed up a little bit, and my comment would be, yes, to have the attorney agree something, but that is a Trenton Township situation, and I think we'd have to come under the trustees of Trenton Township to help provide that information and take care of it.
So is it all right if I reach out to the county attorney and the trustees up there and kind of read them in and fill them in a little bit?
Sure.
Rich still here? He left, okay. He's aware of it as well. Marion Connor is the person that we're talking about up in that Trenton area.
Because your board is always providing radio service.
Yeah, he has some basic radio service and communications and some basic gear, type thing that has already been, I don't wanna say given to him, but loaned for his usage and everything like that, but we just need to get it cemented in place so the liability coverage would protect him and it would protect the county as well if he were out doing his medical magic on roadside type stuff, so.
Cause this goes beyond the Good Samaritan Act because of county already providing him some equipment.
I don't know that, yeah, I don't know, so.
I think the only other thing that I would have to say on that, Chad, is apparently according to Adam, you just need to be aware that other townships could ask for the same thing.
Yeah, that was which would open the door for
12 townships.
12 township entities type thing, so.
But a lot of those townships already have that under their fire service.
Okay.
Anything else?
No.
I do
Public
have
comments?
one question before, just kinda circling back to budget, so I'm really trying to finalize my budget before I go take some personal time, with my family. So when do you think you guys will make a decision on cost of living and all that?
The cost of living number is gonna come from Paul this month,
Okay.
so we'll get that.
Okay,
It's
when
gonna
do
be in
you
that
expect,
2.8 range. somewhere
okay.
there. Okay.
Yeah, and then what about insurance? Do we see any changes there? Cause I mean, both of those items, I guess, and I know I brought it up within the last month. I mean, it can really make or break my budget. I mean, I need to know what that is, because my board I'm gonna be gone, I'll be coming back, and the January 7th is when we have a board meeting. So I'd like to have my numbers, final draft, more or less done, so I can present that to my board. And then, because I'm supposed to come in on January 20th to present my budget to you guys. So I'm gonna be gone a week and gonna be coming right back to this, my board meeting. So I've got a very tight window to finalize my numbers. So that's why I'm asking, I don't wanna put a ton of pressure on you, but, because depending on what the percentage is, it could make a huge difference. And I would say everybody's budget. So, and I don't know if you guys have any suggestions, concerns, what we need to consider moving forward. I know I've asked that, too, where we stand with budget. At this point, I'm just gonna submit it as is and see what you guys think, but.
Caleb, as you've known in the past, a lot of times you have left that blank, and then we fill that in,
Yep.
and,
I think, so my board, they're pretty particular, they like to see numbers on paper, so, I wanna be upfront and transparent with them, cause they're ultimately the ones that approve it, but then you guys basically approve my overall budget, say I'm requesting 600,000, you might be only give me 550, so then it's my responsibility to go back to the drawing board and, finagle some numbers and move around money in certain line items, so, I just wanna be as accurate and consistent and as possible, so.
Well, I personally have not heard of any insurance increases or decreases.
And that's
either
kind
one,
of
so.
what I was talking to Robin, so that's kind of what I just roughly figured, no change from last year. But just, wanted to, see if I could get some more info on that before I try to get my budget finalized. So,
Well, I kinda took the packet, said the packet mentioned 5%.
yeah.
And I guess I assumed that wasn't just a copy and paste from last year, that's kinda what I was factoring.
And
was just
I
a-
noticed that too, but we just hadn't really talked about that, I guess, as a group, so.
Does everybody have a date? I don't have a date.
no.
Okay, I'm like going, wait a minute, there's just a date, I'm like, she's saying and he's saying, I'm like,
They have just come forward and offered dates.
okay.
What happened?
Okay.
You're okay, Kelly.
I'm like, I got it in pencil, but I don't have it in ink,
Robert,
Back to your Good Samaritan Act and the volunteer portion of what's going on up here in the Trenton area. I'm afraid that if the county steps in and starts providing insurance coverage like you said, it's gonna open it up for other areas also. But when you do that, I think that knocks off the Good Samaritan Act. Tommy Tent Peg, going down the road, sees an accident, sees somebody bleeding, jumps out, takes his belt off, applies a TQ. That's one thing. But Tommy Tent Peg is being represented by the county. That puts the county liable again here. So back in the days when we had the rescue squad, I'm sure you guys remember that, it was all volunteer. But when you talk about coverage, that's like when you guys had the county health, Henry County Health, the nurses, people went out, took care of people in the county. They told Katie, says, if you're in an accident, our insurance covers you. We did some investigating. Henry County Health Center did not have insurance on her vehicle.
And I wanna clarify, just make sure everybody knows that that position would not be a paid position or a compensated position at all. It's just a service provider for those in need, not as an employee, not as a paid compensated person.
I understand that. That would fall back in the category when we had the Henry County Rescue Squad.
Yeah.
But
The
still.
representation of it, I
Yeah.
get.
He's also dispatched. He's also dispatched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the connection with the dispatch, getting paged out to it, how does all that play together, so.
Right.
Anybody else? Bill?
Yeah, a procedural question. Who assumes the duties of the board secretary when the secretary dismisses themselves before the end of the meeting?
We've all, up in the past, when the secretary's not here, we always fill in the information.
I see.
I take personal notes, that's why you see me looking down a lot of times, so I'm writing.
Anybody else?
Yes, my question relates to something that came up before I went on vacation. Merry Christmas, by the way, to everybody. I was back with family, so it's been a couple of weeks. Sheriff McNamee mentioned that the county had some equipment for streaming to Zoom, and he had offered that to the Board of Supervisors. What is the status on that? And is the board considering streaming the meetings?
We're working on it. We're working on it. Yeah, I'm jumping into that.
Thank you.
Yep.
His plate's really full right now, so.
It is on the plate.
Okay.
It is on the plate.
And yeah,
It's
his
tipping
offer
over, but yeah, it's on the plate.
of county equipment to be utilized up here if possible, still stands. So.
Anybody else? If not, entertain a motion to adjourn. Do you have a motion? Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, we are now adjourned. Thank you all.
You dropped your disc.